Juan, thank you so much for joining me here today.
What do you mean? It's always come to my place.
Shh.
Join me.
That's enough, Juan.
What?
There's important information. I don't know how, but Wizards of the Coast have broken into my house, stolen my bank card, and took money from my bank account. And in return, they've left me expensive cardboard rectangles.
Oh, yeah. My favorite. Don't do that to me.
So, I have 2 secret layers to look through.
Can we pop them already? Wait, there's one.
Ah!
Sorry.
My sounds.
Sound warning.
Okay. Now, I don't know which ones... I know what's in them. I know the secret layers I purchased. But I don't know which one is which one.
It says it on top right here.
Oh. Ah. Thank you. Okay, so we have 2 secret layers to look through today. Secret layer of the Stranger Things and Read the Fine Print. Which one do you want to start with? Stranger Things.
I love Stranger Things.
Okay. So let's look into the secret layer Stranger Things.
Careful.
Careful, SpongeBob.
There's words.
Thank you for being part of a secret layer. Ooh, so fancy. Ooh.
So fancy.
Speaking of fancy, I like this.
I hate you. I want it.
It's nice. It's nice. The box doesn't seem big enough to hold a commander deck, though, unfortunately. Not like the other secret layers I had. But let's crack it open.
Ooh, the first thing you see.
Okay. Easy. We'll get into it. Okay. So.
Careful,
SpongeBob! Just rip the whole pack. That's the card on the back. I'll get to it in a second. So, let's take a look at the cards we get from this secret layer. Talk about them real quick. And see how everything plays out. Kicking it off with the reason I actually brought it.
Want it. It's so good.
Let's bring it closer because this is kind of far away. We got Mind Flayer the Shadow. Enchantment, creature, horror, legendary. Mind Flayer the Shadow isn't a creature unless you control 3 or more permanents you don't own. At the beginning of your end step, exile the bottom card for each opponent's library face down. For as long as those cards remain exiled, you may look at them. You may cast permanent spells from among them, and you may spend mana as though a mana of any color to cast. He is a 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait, no, 4, 5, 6, 7. I do math. I count well. 4 generic and 3 black. 9/9 horror. Mind Flayer.
Beautiful.
Okay, so I'm going to touch this real quick. Much better. So let's talk about this guy. How do you feel about the Mind Flayer?
He's beautiful.
He's beautiful.
That's a beautiful ass card.
Now, like I said earlier, he is the reason I actually brought the whole secret layer. I don't think the viewers know this, but I have a thing for Mind Flayers in D&D. One of my favorites types of creatures. I love how they play. I love their lore, everything about them. I've actually gone ahead already after the D&D expansion, something in the Forgotten Realms, Adventures in the Forgotten Realms. I actually went ahead and made a whole deck, which I'll talk about one day on my channel, all about Nihilor and stealing other people's cards.
Mr. Right? Steel Girl.
So, Mind Flayer of the Shadow fits into that perfectly. A entire deck about thief cards, stealing your opponent's things, and just using their own cards against them. I like Mind Flayer. What do you think about him?
He's really cool. The only thing is that he can be taken care of pretty easily.
Yeah.
Because he's also an enchantment. There's a lot of easy enchantment and creature removal, especially recently. And he can be easily targeted, but like his effect is pretty damn good. A part of Mr. Steel Girl, Nihilor, does the same thing but backwards.
Yeah.
Takes things from the bottom of your deck, takes things from the enemy's bottom of the deck, and then you can cast it for free. Which reminds me of a red-black goblin that does that for the bottom of the deck. I forgot his name.
I don't
But,
know it off the top of my head.
I have him somewhere.
Once we figure it out, I'll throw it into the comment section and pin it to the top.
He does the same thing, but you pay for X, and you look at your bottom of the library, and then you play whatever's on the bottom for X. It's a weird backwards way of playing.
Red and black?
Red and black, yeah.
Red. Unfortunately, he wouldn't fit in my Nihilord deck. But I can't wait to add him to the Illithid tribal I have going on.
Yeah.
Soon it's going to grow.
That deck is pretty good. It's really annoying.
Moving on, we're going into Chief Jim Hopper. He is a Boros commander, 2 generic, a red and a white. Legendary human soldier. I just noticed the tribe type he's got going on there. Menace 4/4. Whenever he attacks, investigate for each non-token creature attacking. So, for every single non-token creature attacking, you're getting a clue. Because investigation creates a clue token for you. He also has a new keyword, only exclusive for this secret lair, called Friends Forever. Meaning he can be a partner commander for any other creature that has Friends Forever.
Does that mean you only have 2 partners, or can you have all of them as partners?
You can only have 2 partners. It's similar to just a partner commander.
Okay, just double checking.
But he can only be partnered with another card that has Friends Forever on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very specific. Let's just tell you that right now.
You can only be friends with people from this universe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, not much to say on Chief Jim Hopper. I personally don't run Clue Tribal or Clue Tokens decks, but his Menace is something that is actually pretty useful in a Boros deck. I don't really see too much of it in the Boros colors.
Yeah, I can't really see it too much in the Boros. I could see it being with the secret lair itself. But honestly, I can't see too much Boros investigation usage.
Right. I could see some usefulness in having him with Audric, who's giving everything else Menace, if he has it.
Yeah, but Audric's white. Wouldn't you have him in a different deck with Audric in the deck?
Yeah.
So it's not a main focus of Audric, but it's an option if you want to make a clue-based Boros deck. It's there now.
It's there.
So
you're gonna see a theme. I don't know if you've actually seen any of these cards in the set, but as we continue going deeper into it, you're gonna see a theme. A lot of them are looking for clues and using them for specific pop-offs. Okay, so I like Chief Jim Hopper. I like
love Hopper in general as the character in Stranger Things, but this kind of feels close, yet a little off to what I would imagine him to be a card.
Yeah.
It's still vaguely close, but like I don't know. I feel like it could have been different, but still appreciated.
I like him, and I'm probably going to be making something with him eventually. The next edition is Max the Daredevil. She is a bit newer. I think she only showed up in like season 2.
She showed up in season 2, yeah.
Right. She is a 3-mana. What is this? Gruul, right? Red, green.
Yeah, that's Gruul.
3-mana, red, green. Part of it. 3/2 human with haste. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, untap target creature, then investigate. And she also has Friends Forever. Now, she is an interesting... I brought her up next because she actually works well with Chief Jim Hopper, where he can come in and attack, right? And Max, when you cast your second spell, can untap him and sort of just let that happen a little more.
I see these cards, like I said, only really working together.
Yep.
But what's it called? She has an interesting way of coming about it, though.
Another interesting...
Playing your second spell in Gruul is not really seen.
Yeah.
It's mostly in blue, second spell stuff. But adding, like, you can be more aggressive with it and then untapping, it doesn't really have to go with creatures that attack. You can also use it for creatures that have abilities that you tap down for.
Aside from seeing, like... Now that I'm thinking about it and looking over at these sets, a theme is going to keep popping up. First, obviously, Friends Forever. And a second theme is investigations, clues. But I think a third theme is like adding mechanics to color combinations that usually don't have it, right? So, for example, a Gruul casting a second spell, like you mentioned, is blue, right?
Mostly blue, yeah.
Mostly blue. I don't remember a lot of Boros commanders that give menace.
No, there's a lot.
Menace?
Yeah, Boros Menace. Yeah,
Boros menace.
yes, there's a lot of stuff.
I'm a
You
fact
just
checker.
haven't. You just haven't seen them.
I play a lot of red and a lot of white. I don't remember menace.
It's okay.
Anyway, but I can actually continue on with my point talking about the next card. But before we move on to the next card, Max, I don't know.
I felt like in the show she could have did more. She was pretty cool, but in the set, I feel like this kind of fits her.
This fits her as a character,
Yeah,
100%.
hasty, and then with her friends, she does stuff. But like, as a card by herself,
As a card, just looking at her by herself, she's another one of those weird cards. I don't know what to say about her too much, but if anyone can make an interesting deck about investigation, it's probably me and you. So we're gonna workshop these investigation cards. But let's talk about the next person. So we were just talking about Max and how she's introducing a weird thing to Gruul. Let's continue on with Lucas. He's a red and blue. Lucas the Sharpshooter. Red and blue, 1/3 human. He has tap, sacrifice an artifact. Lucas the Sharpshooter deals 1 damage to target creature. Goad that creature.
oh,
And he also has Friends Forever. So we know red has access to a lot of goading stuff. Red and blue? Blue now has a goad.
blue doesn't have goat, but
Yeah.
blue does tap down stuff, and so does red. But sacrificing artifact seems more blue. So thematically, within like the universe of D&D, MTG,
understand. Yeah.
it works. His ability to do stuff with the artifacts that are being made is pretty good, and I see him working with Maxi.
Probably because in the show they hook up.
Yeah, well, yeah, it looks together as a what's it, Friends Forever?
Friends Forever.
They work really well. I see that working.
They'd have access to 3 colors as well. That'd be red, blue, and green, which is...
Gives you a lot of good variety.
I like Lucas. I especially like the ability to sacrifice an artifact. Like you said, it gives a way out for all of these freaking clue tokens that these cards are making.
Also, gold helps with like taking care of creatures that are giving people like different kind of buffs that just stay there.
That your players are keeping in
like
the back
anthem
line,
creatures, like stuff like that just stay there. You could just take care of those,
forcing them to attack you and essentially just
taking
dying.
care of them.
Yep. I like Lucas. Definitely in terms of power level, not super high, but really high up there in interest in as far as the set goes.
Yeah. So far, the only toughest creature is Hopper. All right.
So, moving on to, I don't know how to describe him, the most unlucky character in all of the show, Will the Wise.
How unfortunate. Oh, he's
the
Orzhov.
Yes, he's Orzhov, white and black.
That's weird. I would have thought he would have been like blue something.
No.
Because like, I don't know.
Well,
But let's see what he do. What does he do?
He's a 1/2 human for 2 mana. When Will the Wise enters or leaves the battlefield, each opponent may investigate. Each opponent who doesn't loses 1 life. You investigate X times, where X is 1 plus the number of opponents who investigated this way. This is a Orzhov...
I get it. I get it.
It's
okay.
Orzhov group hug-ish?
No. It's not group hug. It's more of Orzhov is about politics. And this is perfect because politics is: are you gonna do this? If you don't, it's gonna hurt. And if you do, you're good, which helps him because you get more clue tokens out of it. So I see where they're going with Orzhov and him, but tied together as a card, I see it working as everyone's trying to look for him and looking for investigation.
That actually makes sense.
That makes sense
as a theme of the card and why he's like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, and every time he enters and leaves, so if he's taken away, people are generating clues looking for him too.
I like him more now. Thematically, within MTG and his character as Stranger Things, this works really well.
Yeah. In terms of him in the show, well,
I feel like he could have done way more in the show. I felt like he was a pretty good plot point for like a lot of stuff.
He spent all of season 1 running away, and then all of season 2 being possessed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, actually, not all of, like, at the end. But, the spoiler warnings, hang on.
Spoiler warnings for, like, a 5-year-old show.
Some people just haven't watched it.
Oh,
but this...
then why are you...
No. Alright, so in the show, in the beginning, he's a major plot point. People are trying to find him.
Mm-hmm.
Second season, still a major plot point. Especially at the end. Third season, it becomes something else, but everybody comes back together.
I'm back.
Fourth season hasn't come out yet, and boy, that's about to go down. Anyway, thematically as a character,
I like it.
Both ideals.
You've convinced
really
me to
good.
like this card even more. I was very mad. I was like, that's a weird, like, politics style card. The one loss of life, though, in a commander game, that's not
much, but it builds up. It says whenever he leaves or enters. In Orzhov,
there's flickers.
There's a lot of flickers, reanimation, and stuff like that.
You're right, actually, yeah. So we could
By himself, he could be a pretty good commander for investigation, or at least with sacrificing permanents, which you can use to use all the tokens that you gain.
That's a good point, yeah. Will the Wise might actually be of the higher tier in these cards, which is
he
interesting.
can work by himself. He's pretty good.
All right. Call out to Will. I'm doing it again, though. He's coming back. He's coming back. All right, so we've been generating a lot of clue tokens. It's time to find more ways to use them. Enter Dustin, Gadget Genius.
Ooh, Dustin.
A 2-mana white-blue.
Lovable little idiot.
Human. Why is he not human artificer?
That is a good question. Why isn't he like...
He's a 4-mana, like I said, 2 generic and a white and blue. For a 2/3 human.
It's Orzhov.
He can...
Not Orzhov. Azurius.
Tap to add 2 generic mana. Spend this mana only to cast artifact spells or activate abilities of artifacts. And
that's good, because you do have to spend 2 mana to sacrifice the investigation.
Exactly.
They make you draw cards, right?
Yes. When you use 2 mana on a clue token, you draw a card for it.
Him and Will work really well together then.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 4 colors.
That's
a 4-color combination. Blue, black, white, and...
white.
Oh, wait, no. 3. Oops. Black, white, blue... That's
Come on.
I forget what that is.
I don't know.
Me neither. Anyway.
4 color combinations.
No, that's 3. 3 is like specific clans, but I forget them. There's a lot of them.
There's too many.
Anyway,
talking back to Dustin, in the show, I can't stand the way he talks.
What?
I understand he
know.
has a speech thing and like.
Well, that's how he actually talks.
I know his teeth are never gonna grow in.
That's crazy.
but
he's lovable. Come on.
He's lovable. I wasn't a big fan of his whole singing solo at the end of the 3rd season.
What?
When he had the whole singing solo, and that's what decided whether or not they could stop the Mind Flayer or not.
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look back. I'm gonna look. Okay, and then I'll talk to you about that later. But I love him. As a card, though. He's interesting.
Why no Artificer?
He's interesting. He works still with abilities, right? You spend this only to...
So that's the thing. It wants you to... I love cards like this when they're clearly supposed to be used for this, but they don't have to be.
Yeah. So it gives you the option of activating
It gives you 2 generic mana to spend this mana only to cast artifact spells or activate abilities of artifacts. We don't have to use clues. This guy can be used in any sort of artifact deck because he has
blue and white has pretty good artifact stuff going on.
Mm-hmm. And most artifact spells are colorless, the vast majority of them. So Dustin's going to be a huge help.
I can see him working by himself and like utilizing that extra mana to cast more stuff. like for artifact creatures, artifacts that stay on the field for more mana, that you can immediately use that mana for
As
more
we're
artifacts.
talking about it, I have a deck that I'm workshopping right now that I think I want to try running him in and seeing how he plays. I like Dustin.
Dustin's pretty good, yeah.
All right, turning it up to Mike the Dungeon Master.
Mike.
He is a 3-mana card that's 1 generic, a green, and a white. For a human, 2/2. He has Friends Forever, obviously, but let's talk about his ability. For 2 generic and tapping him, choose target creature card in your graveyard that was put there from the battlefield this turn. Return it to the battlefield tapped.
By paying 2 and tapping him, right?
Mm-hmm. Chewing and tapping him. What do you think of him?
He would work really well with Will.
Yes, because they're friends. That's the joke.
Anyway, what's it called? Because if Will leaves the battlefield, you can come bring him back and get the ability triggers again.
Right.
So you can get more.
But it gets, once again, this is another one of those cards where it's like, yeah, you're supposed to be using this with like your friends. Mike works extremely well with people who have to swing in. Talking about Chief Jim Hopper.
Hopper works too,
right?
Yeah.
If he swings in to create a clue for you, and obviously he'll probably not make it, you can use Mike to bring them back.
Or you can use it to for more defensive abilities.
Mm-hmm.
You can be like, oh, I'm a block with Harper. Or someone like Will. You let him die, you bring him back.
So, Mike's really good, but let's talk about him with Composite Golem. Composite Golem's an interesting card. 6 mana, 4/4. Sacrifice Composite Golem. Add Wooburg to your mana pool. You can... Also, I don't have the card, but there would be a 3-piece infinite with this. I think it's called like Alarm or something like that. Some blue card, which is whenever a creature enters the battlefield, untap a creature or permanent.
Oh, something like that. That card is questionable in play groups.
Yeah,
That's
but...
infinite. Some people just don't like infinites.
Yeah, it's true. But I really like combinations like this, where Composite Golem kills himself, creates a Wooburg for you, and you could spend 2 of that Wooburg to bring it back and kill it again, right? You'll have...
Could also just keep doing that with, well, not keep doing it, but what's it called? Just like an astronaut's altar or something.
Yeah, some sort of way to
get double. You're just gonna get double Wooburg. Either way, that works. A lot of free mana just paying 2.
That's right. Free mana for just 2. I like Mike. We're gonna talk about Mike again in a second after we review the last Friends Forever in the set. So as we approach the last creature in this secret lair, we have 11 the Mage. Now 11's special. She has, once the screen focuses, there we go. She has a 3-color in her color identity. She's 1 generic, a blue, a black, and a red. I call these Nicol Bolas colors. She is a human wizard 3/5. Her thing is all about 11, and we're going to see it right here. Your maximum hand size is 11.
That's a lot.
Whenever 11 the Mage attacks, you draw a card and lose 1 life. Then, if you have 11 or more cards in your hand, you may cast an instant or sorcery spell from your hand without paying its mana cost.
There's a card that recently came out from, I think, the vampire one. That says something about 13.
Oh, yes.
What's something Takalala kiss.
Therma.
It's like a what is it called? It's like a medical thingy where you have like a nervous tick.
A fear of 13 or something like that?
It's kind of the opposite. Like everything has to be 13.
Oh, like OCD.
Yeah, there we go. It's like an OCD thing. Kind of like this. But instead, I think it says if you have 13 cards in your upkeep, you win the game.
Yeah.
Something like that. This is what it reminds me of.
It's not as powerful as that, unfortunately. 11's a lot, though. You said in the beginning, 11 is a lot. So you would have to somehow try to manage 11
and
cards
draw
in your
cards
hand.
a lot. Yeah. Well, I could see that with the investigation. Investigation lets you draw cards.
So she
especially
helps.
with red, black, and blue. There's mostly in blue and red. There's a lot of drawing stuff in there, but keeping it at 11 is kind of meh. And then only casting a free spell is also meh. When in any of those varieties, there's a lot of free ways to cast spells. I feel like she's just optional for the thing.
Now, I wanted the awkward pause to sit there as the cat scratches my leg. This is, like I said, she's special because she has 3 in her color identity with Friends Forever.
Yes.
She's essentially a partner commander with 3 colors.
Yeah.
She partnered up with Mike.
It gives you all 5 colors.
Gives you all 5 colors in their color identity, which means you can run a 5-color deck with just these 2 cards.
And they do kind of work together.
Yeah.
Because then you could bring everybody else in.
Especially considering 11 attacks and draws a card for you. She's probably not surviving when she attacks. She's a 3/5.
So yeah, you could bring her back.
Yep. So they work well together. I already have a deck built around these 2, and I'm going to do a video on it later. But it's essentially an entire Dungeons and Dragons themed deck with Mike the Dungeon Master helming it. So that's just a little sneak peek of something that I'm working on, and I'm going to be posting up real soon. But I already built these cards. These are proxies. I can't wait to have them for real, though, helming this deck. I like them. They work well. I use Mike significantly more than I use 11. Just because I feel like the 1 card draw, losing a life to... I understand there's always a give and take of everything, but I don't like the weird restrictions of like your hand size has to be 11 in order for 11's trigger to go off and casting a free sorcery or instant spell in your hand. What you think?
I don't know. I don't have the deck. I like it together. It's really good.
They do work well together. So I like those 2 cards. Let's move on to the last card in the set. Before we do that, we just take a quick look at the clue token.
Clue token. Oh, that looks nice.
It's a clue token. It do clue things. It has a quote at the bottom for the mom. That's it. I like clues. Sacrifice this artifact. Draw a card. 2 generic mana.
Is there anything on the other side?
Nope.
Nope. Oh, all right.
All right. Talking about the last card. It's a land. A legendary land. Hawkins National Laboratory.
Yeah.
So it comes in, you can tap it for a colorless mana, cool. For 4 mana, you can tap it to create a clue token for you, investigate. But here is the kicker. At the beginning of your end step, if you sacrifice 3 or more clues this turn, transform Hawkins National Laboratory. Now,
here's the cool part.
You pointed this out pretty well. Most flip cards, they just flip to the other side and you have all the stuff written on it.
No, this time, it's actually upside down.
This one, you have to flip, and it's upside down.
Yeah.
So...
And then it goes to the upside down.
The next card is the upside down, a legendary land. When this land transforms into the upside down, return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. When the creature is put into the battlefield with the the upside down leaves the battlefield. Oh my god, hold on. That last part kind of threw me for a loop. When the creature is put onto the battlefield with the upside down leaves the battlefield. Hold up.
Okay.
No, let's read that. Something's wrong. When the creature put onto the battlefield with the upside down leaves the battlefield. Yes. There we go. I worded it well.
Yes.
Transform the upside down. So whenever
so literally you would, let's say he dies, right? Mm-hmm. You flip it, you sacrifice 3 artifacts. He comes in. When this dies, this flips back. Mm-hmm. And then boop, he's gone. But when you sacrifice 3 artifacts, again, you could bring something else back or the same creature.
One last thing about it, you can pay 1 life to add a black mana, just because. Yeah. But I like it. It gives you a use for your clues.
It works in any of the decks. Mm-hmm. It helps with the clues, yeah. And it also brings good reanimation. Honestly.
I like it.
Pretty good.
There's no downside to this one. It's a land, too. So it's not taking up a creature spot or anything like that. Yeah. shout outs to the Upside Down, the real MVP. So that's everything. All the cards. Chief Jim Hopper, I see you there in the corner. What did you think of this little secret lair?
Pretty cool. New options for commanders. You could put them all in one deck if you really want to, having 2 of them be the commander. And some of them will have good variety by themselves.
Interesting how they made a whole investigation theme circling around them all except the Mind Flayer, who doesn't care about your clues. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't play Clue. I like Clue. I could make if you held a gun to my head and you were like, make a Clue deck. Obviously, these guys would be auto includes, and I'd probably throw in the dragon that destroys stuff. The fake cursed king, Corvold. Yeah. I would essentially just take the whole food engine and just replace it with clues. Anyway,
Ew. Anyway,
I like the set. I like the deck. I'm super happy to have the Mind Flayer a part of my Illithid collection. I'll see you guys next time. Wait! I hear what you're saying, Juan.
what?
We have a whole nother secret layer to look at.
Yeah. Next time, we'll...
Next time on Dragon Ball Z, we have another secret layer to look at.
Yeah, next time we can most definitely check this out. Mostly we're going to just talk about the Stranger Things, but this one is going to be...
It's opening.
Read
the fine print,
the
bro.
fine print. I'm sorry. But yeah, we'll catch y'all next time.